Remember, in the interview room, you are marketing your candidature. Never ever think that I am a finished product. That masked personality as a future civil servant, what are the strengths they would be interested in? They've already told you that what they want to see in you. You have listed the 3 strengths that I have got, and 3 weaknesses that I have got. Hey, there is a common question that quite often UPSC members, when they're taking an interview, feel very generous and ask you is that, tell me about your weaknesses and strengths. And a lot of time, students, while they're preparing for this interview, they're always worried that how should I prepare about my weaknesses and strengths. Come on, I mean, I don't want you to read a book written by Christopher Peterson and Martin. They have written 6 virtues and 24 strengths. That's an interesting book that I've gone through that, but then that is what they globally looked around amongst those peoples and then identified the character strengths, 24 of them, and 6 virtues, and wrote a full book on that. In fact, a handbook they call it. I would not like you to read the book and identify what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. I would like you to deep down go inside and try and see as to what are the strengths that they will be interested in and what are the weaknesses they would not be worried about, and most importantly, do you have them in you? Which means, I keep coming back to the same point, honesty. Honestly, you have to be careful about one thing, that I am giving them what they would not mind too much as my weakness, and they would be very happy if they see this as a strength, and then they actually belong to me. In fact, it is always important that we should dress to the occasion. Which means if I'm there in the interview, I cannot talk in the manner that I talk to my friends and my relatives. You have a special role that you're playing there. You're wearing a mask there. In fact, it's the persona that they are interested in. That masked personality as a future civil servant, what are the strengths they would be interested in? And let me tell you, it's a very simple thing. They have made it very obvious. They've already told you that what they want to see in you. I'm sure you have seen the syllabus of interview. But there's a syllabus of interview which they have identified certain characteristics that they are interested in seeing in you. So I suppose if you find that some of those characteristics that they have mentioned in the interview that resonate with you, you could possibly use them as part of your personality and talk about those strengths. And weaknesses which you genuinely have, of course the weaknesses have not been mentioned there, but the weaknesses that you genuinely have and you think that is not going to crisscross with the kind of expectation they have from you, you could possibly use those weaknesses as part of your expression there. So these 2 things which I basically like you to keep in mind, and then make a list. When I say make a list, don't depend on the list of the one that I was talking about now or the one that I am going to give you here as advice. No, they have to be a very personal list of your own. And those lists, why I'm saying it's going to be personally and your own, is because you would be a subsidiary on that. If I tell you that you say that truthfulness is my strength, but then if they ask like, give me 3 examples of your truthfulness, and you don't have them. So you always remember that whatever I'm going to speak, that is going to be different from what I have written in mains and examination. Main examination, there's no subsidiaries coming. Here, for everything that you're speaking, there's a possibility of a subsidiary coming. So in such conditions, you should be very careful in understanding that, hey, if I'm giving this as my strength, then in that case, I can be prepared to substantiate, I can be expected to give examples, and then I'm ready with that. I suppose I would like you to make that list and practice it by speaking to the people, and then how to go about it. You have listed the 3 strengths that I have got, and 3 weaknesses that I have got. You speak to the people. When you're speaking to the people, ask them that after listening to my questions, ask me subsidiaries. If those subsidiaries you are able to handle well, and I think that is not going to some angle which is going to be negative, then in that case, they are the tested strengths, they are the tested weaknesses that you could possibly use them there. And this is one thing which is what I would like you to keep in mind, that subsidiaries should be the factor, apart from the one that having some angularity is the factor. Subsidiary are the ones that make you decide that I should use this as my strength or weaknesses or not. But then I would also like you to have little restraint when you talk about your strength. Of course, it is important that you have humility all around, but then humility quite often looks like, I mean, this person is not opening up. This is one question when you're asking for your strength, to showcase your personality. Remember, in the interview room, you are marketing your candidature. So you have to be humble, all right, but at the same time, show them what they're interested in seeing in you. You have to actually use that as an occasion. And while talking about the weaknesses, always give them a feeling that I am work in progress. You should not say like, this weakness is stuck to me and I'm going to stick around, I'm always going to be like that. No, not like that. I think you'd say that if I've got my weaknesses, that I am procrastinating, and this is what I have been doing for it. I have got like, I sleep too much, this is what I've been doing for it. I don't exercise enough, this is what I'm doing for it. Always try to show them that you are a work in progress as far as negatives are concerned, and then never ever think that I am a finished product, I am stuck with this positives and I'm stuck with this negatives. No, it should be given an image that you are improving. In fact, I like you to practice them, and if you have got any doubt about the strength that you have got or the weaknesses that you have got and you want to reconfirm, KSG will be very happy to guide you, and then if there are some edges, we would be happy to buff that off. I like you to these questions, if you're lucky enough to get in the interview, what are your strengths and weaknesses, you are really capitalizing this, because this is one area where you can take your interview to a level where you deserve to be getting very high score, and this is possible if you have practiced and then ensured them through the subsidiaries and confirming with us. I think you're good to fly. My best wishes.